Hello everyone. So today I'll be doing a blog video about the Temple of Heaven. So let's go check it out. Firstly, we actually see how massive that is with some very beautiful reddish and blue with that traditional Chinese rooftops. This is indeed super awesome. Very nice. So yeah, very awesome. We have the entrance. There is a wall with a tour guide who tells us what we need to do. It's really awesome. I'll just take a picture of that when I'm done, just to make it super interesting. So once we're in, I'm going to move around the separate sections and take a look at that. So let's go ahead and check out look at the walls, because there is another wall that has information, and usually that information is in English. So let's go ahead and check that out. All right, so it gives us a brief introduction to the Temple of Heaven, constructed in 1942. And it used to be the palace where the emperors of the Ming and Qing dynasties worshiped the god of heaven and offered sacrifices to pray for bumper harvests and favorable rain. All right, so most of these structures were actually built within that dynasty. We also have information about all of that. So that's the information we have right there. And this is a massive map that shows us each of those sections. We have the North Gate at the top, the Northern Heavenly Gate, down to the South Gate. So where I am right now, I'm looking at this. This is the South Gate. We have that information here on the right side. So I believe these are in separate languages, Korean, Chinese, and I'm not really sure what that one is. We'll definitely find out. When I do, I'll make sure to update that and place this over here. So I don't think I'll be able to cover everything in one go, because this is quite large. So I believe I'll try and make it to the Imperial Vault of Heaven just to see how that is. So let's just walk over and take a look. You can see how towering this gate is, and look at that beautiful intricate blue designs at the top there. I'll just stand next to this gate, and I think there's a warning here for vehicles and all that, but I'll just try to be careful and check and actually flip the camera so we can see that gate like that. All right, so I'll just go in with my colleagues. Oh, yeah. All right. Have this nice marble steps, and wow, look at that awesome view. Have these very beautiful lamps. You can see the lamps. It's very pretty. Ah, that one over there, down there. That's very pretty. I actually like the lamps here. And it's like 1420. That's a very long time. 1420 is a very long time. I can imagine people walking around here and they're wearing their ancient robe. They're not thinking about cars and vehicles, just horses maybe.
Yeah, in ancient
awesome.
time, this place is emperor to pray for the harvest of next year and
Wow.
pray for the rain.
Rain. Yeah, I read it on the slate. Yeah, cool. It's awesome. Yeah, we have a little tour guide here. So I usually deviate from the tour guide. All right, so we've gotten to the main gates, and now we're going to the sacrificial chamber. And the sacrifice is usually for rain, for prosperous crops. So I just want to do a close-up on one of these lamps. And I believe this place is going to be beautiful and well lit at night. So we can actually see that. It's really lovely, very lovely and awesome. So let's keep going. Ni hao. Hao. And yeah, it's a bit quiet. Today is a working day. It's a Tuesday. So yeah, that's why we have a lot here. So once we have moved to the chamber, I'm also going to continue the recording and have that information down there. All right, so time for some nice, awesome pictures. So usually for some areas, to have access to some areas, you need to show your ticket or scenic spot ticket. So there's a section for foreigners. You just show your ticket and you just go. So let's keep moving and have access to that chamber. So there's the sacrifice section, and we're actually going into that temple. So it's really a very beautiful experience. It's a very large space, has a lot of China's history, traditional history. So it's something we should try to explore. There are, places like this all over the world, and it's actually a privilege to have access to one of these. So I'm just going to move closer to one of the walls over here and get a view of the gate. So that's the gate over here, and it's a bit washed out right now. I'll just try to bring back some of the details and see information over there. So we can just see it from an angle, which looks amazing. I like how the trees are helping this composition. All right, let's look at the walls over here, and I'll just move closer and look at some of these fences. So you can actually see that fence over there, and just look at the detail over here. You can actually see that. And when you come up close, you can actually see something really important. You can actually see. Yeah. So here, coming over, we can see the details on this. You can see the material over here, the dragon imprint over there, and we can actually see that. So it just gives you an idea of how this is made. Each of these separate materials layered on top of each other. So looking at this section of the wall, we can actually see just at the edge, we can see this dragon just watching over, and this is indeed super awesome. So the path we're actually following is a very lovely path, and it gives you an opportunity to have very refreshing oxygen. You can see birds actually love it here. It's a totally awesome path. We have a lot of these trees on both sides. You can actually see how wonderful that is. A very good, nice, chilling environment. Now I'm going to show you another side of the temple's gates. We're going up real close and getting that section over there. So let's check it out. So this is another gate, and I'll try to adjust my shutter speed to get some details back from the clouds. And let's get real close and get that. So this is the south, I believe the east gate. I'm actually confused. I don't know where I am. So I'll just make sure this is really seen here, and we can see that. Totally awesome and wonderful and marvelous. So a cool fact is most of the trees are, some of them are like over 1,000 years old. That's really amazing and lovely. That's so super cool. So we need to take care of the planet and take care of the trees. And now this is also a part of the gate temple. You can see that wall. So right now we're looking at the king of trees. Thanks to my friend Flora. She is giving me the detailed breakdown and some history here. And it says this is one of the top beautiful trees, and that's the king of trees. And no doubt, it's a very beautiful tree indeed. I'll take some pictures of this tree, and yeah, and we can see the dragon, the inscriptions on that, a lot of shapes, beautiful blues, green, and gold. Let's look at that golden globe at the top. It's really amazing, very beautiful. Look at that detail. Right, so we can actually see the front view from here. Super nice. Those edges, and it just goes and curves round like that. Very awesome view. And here's an ultra wide view of that. You can actually see the entire temple in all its glory. It's nice. Cool. So apart from this gate, there's also another beautiful temple down there. So pretty. Let's go there.
Let's
Let's
go.
see how it looks. Oh, I really love this one. Very
And
nice.
we supposed we can get inside, but it's maintenance.
Oh, good. So unfortunately, we can't go in because there's work going on. Oh, I actually noticed. Yeah.
I can tell you, inside this building there
Mm-hmm.
are 28 pillars.
Wow.
The outside 12 pillars
Okay.
represent the 12 hours of
Hours.
the day, and
Oh,
another
okay.
12 pillars represent the 12 months of the day, and
Oh.
the 4 pillars represent the 4 seasons.
Seasons. Cool. Nice. That's very lovely. Thank you so much.
That's all I know about.
Yeah, it's good. We can always research, but it's nice that you just have that information in your head. So I don't need any Google and all that. That's super nice. Thank you. So we're heading over to the next one. The next beautiful, beautiful one right there. Wow. So it's like this, there's a gate here and they're all closed, but they're open right now. So you can see a gate here and here. All right, we can roll. Oh, people taking pictures here. That's awesome. Now, one thing that's super unique, the steps. You can actually see the steps over here on these gates. So we have gates on both sides. We have 1, 2, and 3 gates like that. So let's keep going. So a very interesting fact that Flora told me right now was that each of these gates, the one on the left is for civilians, that one here is for emperors at the center, and one on the right is the entrance for the military. So coming in, I should have used that gate, not the center gate, but yeah, I'm sure I'll be forgiven. Again, this is a beautiful view. So, and this is the massive, lovely walk. It's a very beautiful scenery here. You actually see that temple straight down, which is quite lovely and interesting. All right, so this is the special section, the Hall of Prayer for God's Harvests, and this is the path that shows that entrance over here. Awesome and super great. So again, this is a wide view of the Hall of Entrance, Hall of Prayer for Good Harvests. That's the pathway. That's how you get there. Totally cool. So from the Hall of Prayer for Heaven, I'll just walk down and look at that beautiful way. So I should try as much as I can watch my step. And it's a beautiful, view. I just need to watch my step because I missed the step earlier on. But this is a very lovely view. You could just walk down and admire the scenario. Very quiet, calm, and peaceful path. It's really amazing to think about it and understand that, thousands of years ago, thousands of years ago, not hundreds of thousands of years, that people were actually, walking around these parts And most of the trees that are, centuries old have actually been supported just to preserve that piece of history. And that's what we're actually getting around here. So I'll walk down the path, and we have a tour guide, but sometimes I just stray out of the path if I see something quite interesting, which is what I'm going to do right now. Once I walk down there, take a look at the sides, see something really pretty, beautiful, then I can continue. All right, so you can just see that. Very lovely. Check out those god rays. Went down like that. And take a look at that. Really awesome. And you can see that lovely natural view like that. I'm just taking a few moments to absorb and basically sink into the lovely view I'm seeing right here. Right, so we're walking down this nice path. So there are actually lots of these paths all around, just scattered across the place, which makes it look exceptionally awesome. And it's a really good thing. You take a look at both sides. You actually think about, the tradition here. Very awesome and very lovely positioning. Very cool and very nice. So all in all, it's a very beautiful landscape with a lot of lush and greens. Makes it very awesome and lovely. That. So some of these, like we mentioned earlier in the vlog, some of these trees are 500 years old, some of them are 1,000 years old. Imagine doing that. So there's no information about the age, but we can actually see that information there. Yeah. So we're moving into another section here, and it has much more details, especially about the roof. So we can actually see the roof over there, and this is breathtaking and amazing. We can actually see the section here. Now, not everyone has access to everywhere. There are places where it's marked for staff only, but this is what we actually view and see over here, like that. So we can actually see that wall. So awesome, so great. So what's going on over here? It's a vending machine, and you can just get some nourishment and vend over here. It's fine. It's really awesome. So let's hop in and just get a bit of the details on the roof, like that. Seen more details, but those ones were blue. These are actually green. Really awesome. And we can actually capture that. That's amazing. That's awesome. Awesome and amazing. Now look at those rocks over there. So this is something quite interesting. This tree, you can actually see how it's a bit different. And we have some of these rocks around the area. There's always a reason why things are like this, apart from it being beautiful. But I want you to actually notice this area right here with these, carved nice designs. This is super good. I really love this. This is totally awesome. So you can just see how that's blending in behind. That is cool, very cool. And it actually has a lot of areas here that you can, use and just chill with friends, family members. just go have a nice little picnic. So there's a story behind this. It's the 7-star stones. It sends 7 gigantic pacifying stones were placed to the south of the Great Hall for offering sacrifices. So these stones with motifs of engraved mountains engraved on them, not the meteors as the hearsay goes. So that's something we should be aware of. So just keep moving and exploring more areas. But this is a very beautiful section. You can just see over here how it's just looking very lovely like that. Just doing a panorama, just turning around here. All in all, very beautiful. So there are very interesting places like that. So there's also a nice little store where you can just chill out and buy a few drinks, just something cold after a long day's walk. Just take a look at that. A very good store. You can just grab in here, grab something you want. So I'll get the name of the store. And let's check out that wall over there. Super fine. So it's called the Tiantan 1420 and it's themed after the temple. Great. Right. Right, so let's just keep moving. So we can actually see the temple from this view, and it's actually quite a distance from here. I had to really zoom in to actually capture that temple over there. All right, so it's been quite an interesting walk down here today, and seen a lot of interesting views of the temple. Unfortunately, we couldn't get into the temple, but my friend was able to explain to me that there are 8 pillars in the temple and other features. It's currently under maintenance. We're here in the month of May 2025. Well, I think today is 24th May 2025, and so the temple's under maintenance. Hopefully, maybe one day, someday, I'll be able to come back and see the temple. So, but for now, we're actually leaving through one of the gates, and you can actually hear one of the species, the crows are here making that noise. There are lots of them actually around here. So yeah, so from here, we'll just enjoy the view as we exit through one of the gates. And most of the buildings around the temple are actually themed to look like the temple. And you can actually see most of the poles, right? Most of the barriers are also colored like brown to represent that earth tone that we have on the trees and the environment. So that's something we should actually take a look at into consideration. So everything here is factored in. Every design is totally factored in right here. And that's quite great and unique. So I'll just turn around and we'll shot of that